In accordance with the October 16th, 2018 change in the terms of service on Discord, you shall be bound to arbitrate disputes, although you may opt out of the agreement to arbitrate, meaning it's not forced. But Discord will then also not be bound by an arbitration agreement. The idea with arbitration is it's supposed to avoid a court case. There shall be no arbitration agreement existing between you and Discord. This is an agreement. Obviously, if it's an agreement, it can't be a forced agreement. That's not how it works. This is called a click wrap license. When you sign up with most websites, they make you not able to do anything about when, not if, they screw up. If you're watching this video because of the data breach recently, hi. Here we are. You may exercise your right, because it's a right, by trial, by jury, or judge, as permitted by applicable law. This is the short part of it. This is like a really convoluted sentence. You will not be opting out of any other provision in the terms that you agreed to be bound by, and all of the provisions in these terms shall remain in effect as allowable by law. It also states that depending on where you are, you may not be able to agree to anything there because you're a citizen of a particular country that says, no, you don't get opt-outs or opt-ins. Nobody is allowed to do this. The Crown will sue you for the citizens. So here we go. When you first register your Discord and or within 30 days of some arbitrary time ending period. In this case, it's October. This is a Halloween opt-out right now. You email an opt-out notice to arbitration-opt-out at discord.com from every email account you have. I didn't stutter. Rewind the video and repeat after me. From every email account you have, send an opt-out notice to that email address, arbitration-opt-out at discord.com. No, there isn't one. Your opt-out doesn't need any specific template or form. Okay, this is going to be an automated opt-out. Anything sent to that address should qualify. Whatever email address sends anything to that should just opt them out of the arbitration agreement. It needs the request to opt out, and it must come from an email or the email or the current email associated with your Discord account. Now I'm going to give you the heads up on this. Every corporate entity does this. It's standard practice for one reason only. It lets them get away with shit. It is nothing else. It's not in your best interest to agree to this agreement. Never has been. Never will be. Arbitration is not necessarily a bad thing. It does streamline things a bit, but the arbitration entity is one that's decided as neutral by Discord. Some states allow you to demand, no, you're going to have an arbitrator that's an arbitrator that I decide. And you can actually do that because large corporations are presumed guilty of manipulating or exploiting people, period, full stop. Microsoft Corporation used to have a click wrapper license that would allow them to get away with, no joke, this actually happened, breaking down the door of your house and grabbing crap because you might have gotten a free copy of Windows 95. That was how broad it was. Click wrap licenses, if you're not aware of it, have never been tested in a court of law to confirm that they are valid. How can you give me an example? Shut up. Give me an example. Shut mouth. Get up. No typing. An actual traceable listing that states overtly in court, this court case has affirmed the validity of a click wrap license. They have to use that wording because in the legal system, it's called a click wrap license, and then what it's called in that case. Because every single case is going to use a slightly different technical term or legalese term, but commonly known as click wrap license. When you look up commonly known as click wrap license and some of the other keywords through law files look up, I don't see this actually working for the companies you might think. And actually it works the other way around. Most of the time it's us being able to enforce it, but let's go on. when you first register your Discord as soon as fucking possible. Or within 30 days of whenever the current notice is posted. There are backup copies of this notice that say, 2024, 2025. Or whenever, not 2000, whenever. 2018 is when they first added this in because they said on another page, unrelated, but I have the archive of it below, several of them, we're not like other companies. We do this. And then another page entirely says it doesn't need a format. You see, you spread out the instructions over several different things. So what I did is I looked up discord.com and then I put in opt-out, the way they decided to spell it, that I saw on the videos on the screen, 2 videos linked below, in quotes, and then I put in the email address. It's arbitration-opt-out, and just look up Discord. That key, that letter pattern sequence, those characters in that pattern, have to be used to tell you how to opt out. It cannot be on some other subject. It can't be something distracting. They can't make it unsearchable because that would show an attempt to prevent you from finding out what your rights are according to the agreement. And then you archive it that instant. Run it through archive.today and archive.org. Save a copy of it. And archive.is, MOLOE, and archive.is, U4HMB, below in the description. Discord.com/terms is the main one, but it doesn't tell you, your opt-out doesn't have to be in a particular template or form. It just has to say I'm opting out. Translation from the Geek Squad here, or, well, excuse me, that's a brand name, from the Geek on your screen right now. That means if you send an email to them, that should opt you out, but don't assume it will. State, I wish to opt out of arbitration. You have to use the correct word, the right spelling. Even though it's arbitration-opt-out at Discord, you have to specifically say that. I wish to opt out of arbitration. And you might want to cut and paste, so I may exercise my right to trial by jury or judge as permitted by applicable law. Directly quoting their own fucking form letter will definitively help a little bit. I'll include a template below. How about that? And what is this about? Discord was following the rules created by some assholes in some country, Collective Shout or whatever it is this week, whatever bad guy out there that's trying to make the internet the most obnoxious place in the universe. Already it's bad, but let's make it worse. And various other governments, Britain, started making it to where every company has to basically get a hold of your ID. That's, we're just doing what we're told. When the companies you deal with do this, you don't comply. Send them a picture of a sock puppet that looks reasonably like a driver's license. Don't send them any of your data. That's what was leaked, along with everything else. This is for tech support and stuff. Yeah, I know. I don't care. If anybody had to confirm their age, they had to send in picture ID of some kind. Now, I'm wasting people's time here because I want you to sit here. Again, what did I say? Every email account you have. What you're doing is you're going to flood them with opt-out to where they don't have the ability to ignore the fact that everybody's opting out at once. Number one. Number two, how do you know your email account wasn't used to register a Discord account? But how? Because people can. Don't ask how. I'm not going to do that video. You might have tried to set up a Discord account, and the email account was run in, and then it didn't work, so you set up another one. Every email account you have, you send an opt-out. Because. But if you're looking for a reason not to spend, I'm not joking, less than 1 minute per email account you have, preventing Discord from being able to get away with screwing you. If you're not willing to do that, you're going to get screwed and you deserve it. What happened in this case is a bunch of information got leaked, and if any of you did or did not verify your ID, you get the idea. Now, why would that be? Someone comes up with a fake ID, uses your email account, but modifies it enough that their email system will reply to a completely different email account. How? By attacking a relay between Discord and other places. Not that there's scuttlebutt about how this leak happened in the first place, and maybe, just maybe, it was the hack was going on for months and months. So some of you might have signed up for Discord and not known it. Bot farms exist, and they use email accounts. And all I have to do is find a way to intercept data. But it's not that easy. Yeah, right. Tell that to the last, every geek who's had to deal with this. Every email account you have, you send an opt-out to Discord. And you find out what's the arbitration opt-out specifically for every other company, like Microsoft Corporation, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? You have to do it once a year. And it's almost always in about fall. Every Halloween, I used to send this out to every company. Companies I never had anything to do with. I just send them an opt-out saying, I'm not agreeing to your... In there, I get every once in a while someone say, we don't have an arbitration agreement with you. You didn't say you don't have arbitration agreements. You said you don't have an arbitration agreement with me. It's not against the law or against the rules to do that. Guess what email account they can't block anybody on? It doesn't matter how much of an asshole I am. I have to be able to opt out of their arbitration. They can't block you on the email account. Great way to chew up their bandwidth. Don't do it. But the point I'm making here is, it doesn't matter if they don't like it. They have to take the message. It's the way it is. Well, you don't have an email account with us, and immediately trash the email and don't reply. Well, we need you to confirm. No, you don't. You just receive the opt-out, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's no process afterwards. Unless they state on their website that you have to respond with a specific thing. So, let's review. Your opt-out doesn't need any specific template or form. Usually means it can just be not blank, but you could make it blank. But I'm going to include a version below that seems like a good idea. It needs to request an opt-out to opt out. And it must come from an email associated with your Discord account. Translation: an email associated with a Discord account at any time, which means there could be an email account listing you, or account on Discord listing you when you weren't the person who signed up for it. This happens often enough that I tell people when anything like this happens, and you get an out like this, use it. But I don't have it do it. It's 1 minute. It'll take less energy than a lot less energy than finding out, somebody faked being me and my credit report's hammered. If someone can send Discord your license and actually be convincing, and manage to do it through your email account, but it didn't actually go through your email account, but it was faked going through, what else can they do? And you do know that the computer systems, all that wonderful AI, is just going to assume it's you anyway, right? Yeah, and it's going to get cross-referenced, and it'll eventually affect your credit report, etc. You opt out every time there's a leak. Well, OnlyFans had a leak. Give me the opt-out email. Give me the data destruction demand. Give me the your end has to pay for my privacy email account or address. And that's what this is about. This puts the onus on the large corporation or even a medium-sized one or whatever it is to do the right thing they should have done in the first place. And yeah, Discord is supposed to have destroyed any personally identifiable information. All they need to do is confirm you're a grown-up and be able to convincingly tell the UK government you're a grown-up. Last, there was a system put in place. It was for the National Library Network or something like that. It was given some name in the United States, and there was one in Britain where if you were on a library and wanted to use the library for anything or any other system, and you stated your age, once you passed the age of 18, it always said you were a grown-up, and you could use that as an authenticator without revealing any information. So why do they want your information and say they won't leak it, and then they do? All we have to do is have a national e-identification, EID, that just says that if I have this email account, I'm an adult, and you can't ask me this age shit anymore. Might want to look that up, see if it's in your area. I think New York City did it for a while. Same thing with some schools in LA. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. We're all